welcome to Best Podcast Ever. Three idiots you don't know talk about a hobby you've never heard of. However, it's two idiots again this time, and we have Kevin, who has no idea what he's doing apparently. He was gone for 1 week, and he forgot what we talk about.
Yeah, well, I wanted to try something different today, but we couldn't. So.
Well, we're ambitious but rubbish as always.
I mean, we could just totally lie about it and take the videos of
all
the times that we just had cars on the track and be like, I remember that car.
Footage of what was that? The Porsche, the Sunoco Porsche.
Of just the parts pile, just.
Yeah. Oh man, do I have that footage anywhere to overlay on this or that? Yeah.
And just put like a Sunoco logo over the knife.
The whole reason we don't have a video component is because I don't know how to do that type of editing, Kev.
I could just take a picture of the fork and knife and put Sunoco logos on it. Or AK, not golf.
And just have images appear over this. This will be great.
As you now will see.
In fact, I'm going to do it now during the recording.
So, we had a race tonight.
Yes, IROC, O-Gauge, Aurora, Thunderjet-ish.
Yeah, what bodies are those? Those are the Mercs, right?
Yeah. No, those weren't Mercs.
No.
Those were the...
Hot Pepper?
Yeah.
Which is a hot rod. Hot Pepper
yeah.
is just what they were called, I think.
It was cool for Aurora back in the day. So
it's like something Danny Sullivan's lightness would drive.
The thing about the O-Gauge Aurora things is they were such a bastard item because HO cars were a train accessory to begin with. And O-Gauge cars, they made for O-Gauge trains, so they were trying to make them a train accessory again, but they made them all hot rods, so train guys didn't want them because they were hot rods, and kids didn't want them because they weren't HO, so nobody ended up buying them.
The MG Vanquish of the Aurora years.
Yeah, and they even had their own track, which was very sought after. The straightaways were sought after for drag strips, because it was nice and wide. But yeah, so one of the racers at NJ Hobbies graciously gave us...
Just had a set laying around.
Yeah, of all four. So he had that put together for us, and the way it worked is the guy who provided the cars got first. He got first because
I'm still, I mean, yes, he did get first.
Yeah, he got the way we race at NJ Hobby is the lap counter is gospel, and somebody gave him a lap by running over where the lap counter is in the track.
Someone almost did that to me, and then it was swatted away.
Well, yes, because that's not a mistake we make twice, Kevin.
Did his happen first, though?
It did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then, it was enduro, so it was laps over time. The guy who won got 110, and then both me and Kevin tying for second. Kevin's least favorite words, second and tie. We got 109 each.
Not just the concept of tying, but actually wearing one, too.
I don't think I've ever seen you in a tie.
Nor will you.
Oh, okay. But yes, it was a very, very close racing because, like, the lowest score was 100, the highest score was 110, really 109, because, again, you got a free lap.
I was coming to cross 110. If I knew I had an extra lap, I don't think I would have been ripping on it that hard. I tried.
When did you get an extra lap?
No, I didn't get an extra lap.
You didn't get an extra lap,
I was coming to cross the line for 110. I crashed a lap before because I knew.
Dude, in green,
I knew I didn't have it.
In green, I was crashing all over the place. I was crashing in the
same
turn over and over and over again.
I kept lifting coming out from under the bridge because I was trying to go through there as fast as I could.
I kept trying to do the Mike maneuver. I kept coming out of green, going to the straightaway, but I couldn't skip.
Yeah, the tires on those cars were so wide. There was no overdriving and having any forgiveness.
Well, and then by the time I got to orange, the car was so dead. The car was dead. That I literally just had it pegged the whole time.
When I got on yellow and blue, I mean, those cars, blue didn't feel like it had that much life left, but then again, that score was still as good or better. At least you weren't in
green when the front fell off, and then it was put back on by the Flintstones, and it was so hoppy. It
was still hoppy when I had it.
It was nowhere near as hoppy as it was by the end. That car was like coming out in the straights at the end.
It came out on the streets for me in the second heat.
Oh,
it was like that the whole way.
No, I was always coming out. I was always coming out in the turn.
Okay.
It's mine.
Matzo ball.
Thank you very much.
Is that little camera?
Yeah, it's a little camera.
It's another one, yeah.
Wow.
It's old.
You recording?
Yeah, we're just doing a test for something.
That's cool. I used to have a little one when I was in the army, and it slid open, and it was real small.
The other one we have is
And you pull it out.
Kinda
and I
like
left
that.
It there. Wish I never did have left it there.
but thank you.
That's cool.
I definitely just leaned into frame too, so whatever.
But yeah, like that. Like the green car was like pretty rough to begin with. I don't know.
Well, I kept coming out in a turn where
I
I
could
felt
say the
as though
green
I
car was
should
probably
have
the
come
worst
out.
one there. But the problem was when you're going through the
Yeah,
S's.
I felt great in that lane.
When you're going through the S's, I don't think the shoes were hitting both braids all the time either, which is probably why it lacked power. There were some weird parts on those cars too that they use. Like it uses like a T-Jet drive pinion as the motor pinion. It used that huge crown gearbox.
Well, because it was
like-
Aurora, and they were just trying to reuse things. You know, Aurora was king of like just paint it a different color and call it a day.
Yeah.
Like, how do we make something O gauge without having to actually make something O gauge? Let's just take a T-Jet chassis and kind of elongate it. They didn't even make it that much wider.
I don't think it is that much more.
Yeah, the least amount of work we have to do, the better. There's a really good part where you're on your phone and I'm eating soup.
Oh, I'm sorry. Brian's soup is best soup.
Brian's soup is best soup because Brian's facing frame soup. At least we're trying something different.
It is different. I hope it's going to be able to record long enough.
You know, no, it always records long enough.
Oh, okay.
I always get hours of race footage.
Oh, all right.
Hey, at least an hour and a half. We'll get enough for a mini podcast.
Yeah, so
But anyway, we're going into HO season now. Next week is the dreaded extraction.
that we could have nixed, but we did not. And no one will probably be there anyway.
It'll be like all three of us.
Well, Mike's not gonna. I mean, Ecom isn't gonna be.
We're
I think I was gonna say
we're removing Mike from the named list because he's not going to be around for a while.
his name. He shall be nameless.
Hey bro, one waitress, here bread. It's for you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so glad we are recording right now.
That was recorded.
Oh yeah, this is great. I love everything about this.
Well, hopefully the chicken parm is good. You know,
Everything about this is amazing. Everything about this. Right, so toys and slot cars.
toys and slot cars.
What were we talking about before the best thing ever happened?
I bought stuff today.
Yeah, you got another slotted GT40.
Another slotted
Because
GT40
how many
that-
do you own now?
6.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. How many slotted GT40s do you own out there, YouTubers?
Internet land?
The 10 of you following us, 2 of us sitting here, 1 at home. One also probably has one.
I am amazed that we made it to 10, truth be told.
10 subscribers or 10?
Just, yeah. Fill in your own blank. 10 anything. I don't know.
Speaking. But, we've gotten 20.
There's 23.
This is 23. I
This'll-
swore we had some in the bank. I might have been blitzed for a few
There,
of them.
there are some dear viewers that you will never see because they go in a box and then they never leave.
A proverbial box that digital stuff goes into.
Well, so there was the Xbox 360 episode that we nixed that I
I
have
didn't even use
footage
the
from.
footage from that.
That's something with that's being created. Something with that it will be made. And plus, now that it's HO season, and there's going to be less Mike in our lives.
Yeah, we got to figure out, we need to fill the void of Mike.
I mean, I'm willing to take suggestions, but he's otherwise disposed.
Kind of like the idea of a cardboard cutout of Mike.
I do know where you can have those made.
But like a cardboard cutout of that picture of him drawn on cardboard.
The I Hate Mondays mic?
The I Hate Mondays mic on his fridge next to PetSmart coupons.
Now forever in our hearts.
I know. You know, when you think about it, like, now it's crazy. And like, you know, it too is going to have to watch this podcast, get a YouTube account, subscribe.
So we can get to 11. I don't know, when are you going to add to our subscriber count there, Kev?
I am the reason there's an extra 2. I forced it upon a couple people at work, none of which have probably viewed it or even know what this is.
Right, so slot cars, again, bringing us back to the topic of what
The
we're going to
GT40s that I own. What is my plan with this one? My plan was to buy this car tonight.
to review it. Yeah, I mean,
Untouched.
you could still review it. I mean,
Maybe
I'll
I
have the
could
SD card.
Maybe I
but
can do. Oh yeah, if you have the SD card.
You do it with your phone.
I can take a video of what I do to it, show you where I work, how I work.
Yeah, do it with your phone, and then just send me the footage, and then I will take the madness that is Dr. Evil, and we will make, like, I'm sure I'll get an hour and a half of footage, and we'll make 30 seconds of, like, usable stuff.
Yeah, you're probably not going to want me talking. No one even liked the videos I posted the other day of, I was playing Speed World on Super Nintendo. That video, the guy just, like, not really sure if he's just jamming out, like...
Do you still play on your Pi, or do you just play on the Super Nintendo now?
If I want to test out a game, I play on my non-emulator, because I don't emulate games. That's terrible. Why would you do that? But I like actually having physical media. I was at Digital Press the other day. Shout out to Digital Press, awesome store. Got some Jaguar games.
What are you still looking for in Jag?
Well, I got Rayman.
Oof, how much did that cost you?
Only $100. I only had to pay $100.
Holy.
I know you. If you look at, I'm on the groups and everything, and that was way lower than anything else. I went on forums. I've been to places. I asked, and every store I've been to, no one's got one.
I am so glad I got out of collecting those. Dude, I spent I didn't spend 300. I think it was 2 something for my copy of was it the Spider-Man game on 32X, the rare one.
Oh,
yeah, I have one.
God, you fucking suck.
Spider-Man and like the Ring of Fire.
Red Carnage or...
Nah, it's really bad. I have it and it's really, really bad. But
It's a bad game?
Oh, it's terrible. It is absolutely atrocious.
I have Sonic Chaotix.
Knuckles Chaotix.
Knuckles Chaotix.
There's only like 30 games for 32X, and I have most of them.
Virtual Racing.
Virtual Fighter.
I don't have Virtual. Is it Virtual or Virtua?
Virtua. You're right, it's Virtua.
I don't remember which one was for Dreamcast and which one was not.
They're all for everything, because Virtua Fighter was for 32X, Sega Saturn, and Dreamcast.
I need to get Marvel vs. Capcom for Dreamcast.
Which one?
The first one. That's the one I wanted. But yeah, I got some Jag games. I feel like everywhere I go has Checkered Flag and Cybermorph. The first 2 games that everyone who has a Jaguar gets, because that's what's
No,
there.
my first game I got on Jaguar was...
Super Burnout? That's what I got.
No, I had Wolfenstein.
Oh, I like that. I got that
I'm missing Doom. The only Jaguar game I'm missing that I want is Doom.
Arguably the best copy of Doom.
What? Compared to...
Not compared to PC, but like on a console of that time.
Of that era, yeah.
Because the designer...
Yeah,
the guy who made
John
the game
Carmack
made that for them. I mean, who made it for... Super Nintendo was...
John Carmack. It was always John Carmack.
But who published the game?
Interplay.
I thought it was Yeah, but who did it for Super Nintendo? It was like Williams, right?
So what happened with that, because I actually know the story of this, is Interplay hired a guy hired a guy to make it, and he didn't do it in time. So when he went to the id office, there was like a dummy with his face on it that they were beating up because it didn't work out, and then John Carmack had to code the entire thing himself. And the same thing happened with the Jaguar version, and 32X was all John Carmack.
The 32X sounded good, but
No, the Chicken Parm sounded awful.
No, well, obviously having some music.
It has some music, but I was turning it off.
Jag had none.
The Jag had none, and
The Super Nintendo's was like pretty much every other Super Nintendo game out there.
yeah, but the graphics on that one are, oh my god, so bad.
On what?
Super Nintendo
Yeah.
Doom, this is atrocious.
I think the Jags are probably the best of the three.
Yeah,
It just sucks that you can't strafe or anything like that on
you
it. which is-
can.
Oh, you have to have the Pro Controller though, which I don't have another couple $100 to throw at that.
Oh man, I remember when they were only like $200, and I was like, nah,
You have one?
no.
Oh, really?
I got my Jag.
I saw one in a
my
box
Jag came with a
the other
controller,
day.
and then I got a new Jag controller in a box for Player 2. So me and Alex were playing NBA Jam on it because the NBA Jam is
I
NBA
should've
Jam
bought
TE.
that.
NBA Jam.
Yeah, I could have had it for like $20, and I bought something. I bought a Neo Geo Pocket Color
Oh god.
just because I'm like, whoa, you don't see these that much, so I got one. It was new in box. I got it for $100.
Yeah, that's
So,
fine.
I mean, it had the
You wanna-
sleeve and the manuals and everything.
You want to know the only thing that I didn't buy that I kicked myself for not buying when they were relatively cheap is the Sega CDX.
They're $300 now.
Jeez, and I was not buying them when they were $225. They've already gone up
They
$75.
might even be more than that.
Ugh.
When I was in Florida, I saw a TurboGrafx Express, and
Express?
yeah, the handheld.
Oh, yeah. They had one of those at Digital Press years ago for like $235, and I didn't pick it up because that's a lot of money.
I think they go anywhere from 3 to 4, or maybe a little less. Depends. That one was pretty.
There's
They
a
came with the TV attachment,
yeah.
which I think all of them come. They came with that.
There was a lot of stuff like that back in the day.
I got the Pong controllers. I had to get Pong controllers again for my Atari.
my dad threw out
Yeah.
so much Atari crap.
Exactly. Thanks.
Literal tubs full of
I
it.
had so much. I had everything for Atari when I was a kid, and I hated it because I'm like, this sucks compared to N64.
Yeah.
Now I just want to play the porno games, and I need to get new controllers. Yes, I bought a Beat 'em and Eat 'em sealed, and
Thank
opened
you,
it right
thank
up.
you, James Rolfe.
That game was just good in general.
It's just kaboom.
Yeah, with that guy on the roof. I'd like to see like a remade version of that,
Why?
but like the guy's face is covered up,
There was
and you get to pick the girls at the bottom. That'd be a cool game.
This is why I have to remind you that children subscribe to this friggin' channel.
They don't know what I just said. The girl's licking an ice cream cone on the box.
Anyway. Moving on before I stick you with a fork.
I'm not done.
You are very done, Kevin.
What else? Back to sidecars again. Oh, you know what? The ultimate thing to do would be
No.
to write our YouTube channel on this napkin and leave it here.
Whatever you do with that big guy is on you. I don't have a pen.
I don't either.
But
It is another state.
stop. But
Area code rules and all.
you're on camera.
My fingers might be.
But yeah, so HO season coming up. We have a couple of fun races out there.
24 minutes long, so 2 weeks.
24
Which is what I thought tonight was, and should have been. It had it been for that.
Had
shit
it not
snow.
been for the storm, yeah. The storm kind of screwed us on that.
I used to hate that class because I could never get one of those cars to work because of the light.
Do you use a light or do you use an LED?
Well, I've always used a light bulb. Call me old-fashioned, but last year
You can call me old-fashioned, but
the
I
light
want...
burned out on me. I still won by almost 10, 20 laps. And that was after we dumbed down the class from the year before for reasons where we had to run stock brushes, but you could run any shoe, any wheels, any tires.
You guys just need to learn to accept that every year the rules are going to change.
Well, they didn't this year. That class looked like it was actually copied and pasted from last year, not the year prior. But either way, we switched to copper brushes the graphite brushes last year, and smaller brushes. The car went faster, but it had no brake. So yeah, and it wasted that motor. But we have that coming up. We have box stock coming up, which means I still have to get some tire stuff going on.
Yeah, so for those of you at home, if you race original Thunderjets, we also have a rule that you have to use the original rubber tires from the 60s, which are very, very dry by now. They are done, they are dead. So we use a lot of chemicals and just will against God himself to get these up and running.
We are causing cancer in California as we speak.
Yeah, I mean, mostly it's oil of wintergreen, but people have, like, I've heard people
tried.
like wrap them in duct tape,
No.
fill it up with what was it, sunscreen, and put them in the microwave.
Yeah, sunscreens. I've seen a lot about sunscreen. I've tried it. To me, the best thing that's worked, and I'm giving you away my tech tips here because I have something better now. And it was just actual, real, not the synthetic. It was actual wintergreen oil and STP gas treatment mixed together, like half and half, and that worked really good. I never soak the tires though.
I never soak them either.
I always would
just
do the outside, like the tread. A couple years ago I did it. One time it worked, and I did win with that car. There's an almighty car that is known in that class, and I destroyed it for a couple of years. I always had a better car, but I didn't have the tires. And I found that soak them first on the outside.
Yeah.
Take an X-Acto that's like a new blade and cut grooves into the tires. Soak it again so it fattens up and softens up. But the problem was then they would die the next year. They were shot, and I learned that rule hard.
Well, what I have is I actually have the Ultra 5 tires, which are the same tire, but they're made like 20 years later.
Yeah, they're a touch wider too.
Are they?
Yeah, just more of them were the average, because there are a lot of
Yeah.
TJ tires that like are super skinny, super wide.
Yeah.
There's the problem of sanding them down to get
So
them all straight.
I just touch them to knock the old crust off from the old oil of wintergreen. Or honestly, I steal your stuff every year. I just walk over to your box, take it, and walk away.
There's the sucker container, and then there's the my stuff. No, it's a joke.
Either way, I do decent in that class, and I think I've been running. What, a
You have to set the
Thunderbird?
car up so much differently in that class than I've run the Mach 1 with actual success. A dark blue Mach 1 for you collecting.
I believe that's
enthusiasts.
called slate blue.
Is it?
Yes.
But yeah, that car's run good. Box stock bodies versus what you would run anything else. Like box stock, you need to almost run short wheelbase, because if you run stock hubs on the front, you can't restrict the shoes on long wheelbase the right way.
And then I just run short wheelbase all year because I like to see people cringe.
The key is also you have to run so much more shoe pressure in box stock to get the power down.
I set up my car for a T-Bird years ago.
I ran the AMX. The AMX is a great body, but that car has always been the unicorn to me. It doesn't matter what class it is. Every time I have an AMX,
If you have the
something goes
ability
wrong.
to run it, you will.
Yeah, and I'm going to, knowing that I actually won a race one time with the pink and white, the pink and cream, or purple and cream AFX.
Oh yeah,
On a street car race. I one year went all out building a Magna traction, like.
And then put like an $80 body on it.
No.
because why not?
That one was beat. The hood was bowed.
Oh, okay.
And it was for the red, white, and blue car, which won a race, I think, maybe after. But the first time I won one was with the purple one, which is the rarest of AMXs. I built a car for Mike years ago to race in the Saturday series. There was my car that was really good. And then I built, with the second best parts, a car for Mike. I never made those races, and Mike dominated the Trans Am series. So another time I built something for Mike that he just wiped the floor with. And banishing another guy to the neutral zone.
Phantom zone.
Phantom zone.
Neutral zone is Switzerland.
Do we have any fans in Switzerland?
No. No one watches. Oh, looks like our food's coming here, so we will see you after the break.
Kogan in the morning, Kogan in the evening, Kogan at supper time. When Kogan's on your inside, you can take out Foyt anytime.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there.
And we're back. And the camera changed position because of reasons.
It's like a Peter Griffin moment.
Oh yeah,
okay?
just the jiggly keys. Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
You want more water?
Oh, yes, please.
Oh man.
Thank you very much.
All right, this will complete the
The saga,
GIF here, but you'll see in this episode.
maybe.
It'll be posted on the page.
It'll be posted at some point. You know, a lot of the times we have these grand plans, as you saw in the last episode, and they just never turn into anything.
BT. I could see Mike is most bitter. I mean,
Most bitter? What?
Eakum is most bitter about the lemons thing.
Well, yeah, because you found a card.
You know what?
Giant air quotes.
I could have
and
also just given the rights of my other car that I got rid of, but that wouldn't have lasted. That would have been too much work to fix what was wrong with the motor.
One of these days
so bad.
we'll maybe perhaps sort of have a lemons project.
I own a lemon right now.
You do own a lemon. Kevin went out and bought a new BTE mobile that has turned out to just be a black hole where he puts money into.
No, I haven't put any money into it. It just keeps having stuff go wrong. And like, I keep having to like, oh, why is it doing this? I gotta look at it. And I don't want to look at that car. I want to look at the other car. You know.
Thank you.
Like if I'm gonna work on something, I want to work on
Then
the
you
Trans
shouldn't
Am.
have bought a used car.
True. I feel like I could have bought a new car and I would have had to deal with all these factory recalls, and it's like, oh, yeah.
I didn't actually have I think there was like one factory recall with my car, and
And the issue is I don't like new cars because you need so much shit to even try to work on them. They're trying to make it so you can't work on them.
I mean, not untrue.
Huh?
Not untrue.
So that means true.
Yeah.
Ah. You can tell I'm a little tired. I did work this morning.
So did I. I also woke up at the crack of 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you woke up more
like half a day earlier
Yeah.
than me, but
later.
it happens.
Yeah, no. I did have to travel into another state to go to work, though.
That's true, but it's like across the border, and I came across the state here to come here and talk
Yes,
about
as seen in episode 20?
Kevin the Time Traveler.
No, Kevin the Time Traveler, and when Mike went to go get you.
Ah, that was the most on-topic review.
Most on topic, as in you didn't talk about slot cars the entire time. You
We
talked
did a
about
little bit,
F1.
but we kept on topic.
We kept on a topic that had nothing to do with the episode. Meanwhile, I got so bored while I was editing that, I just started putting pictures of slot cars
Well,
up.
it was mostly Mike talking because Mike knows history of. I mean, realistically, it's just an encyclopedia of knowledge
You are also an encyclopedia of knowledge just for NASCAR.
and some other stuff.
Well, within racing series, that's why I went there. Meanwhile, like you bring Brian to a race, and I'm like, I'm just gonna root for the car that I like. Like, what's that? Let's root for it. And the last race I was at was a race at
Time Rock, right?
yeah, a Grand Am race to show you how long ago that was. And I was just happy that the new Camaros were racing. And those Camaros, one of them literally launched off a turn, like hopped a fence and went into the woods.
Well,
and
they came back really good though. They put a lot into that program, only for that series really to just
it doesn't exist anymore, does it?
dissolve or be put into something else.
Yeah.
And
If Mike was here, he'd know.
yeah, he would. He'd tell you the exact history of the background of sponsorship, how many handshakes there were between major sponsor details. Whereas I could tell you all about that NASCAR if there was a fill-in driver in a certain practice session. He wore this fire suit for this race, even though he was in the Saturday race.
And then they decided to sell that on QVC the next Thursday later as
Oh,
a special
man.
edition.
I missed that.
Oh, NASCAR stuff on QVC?
Oh my God, yeah. Every Friday night before I would race.
Speaking of QVC stuff, did you ever see the QVC version of Total Carnage for the Sega Genesis?
No.
It is a rare item.
Really?
It comes in like this. You remember how VHSs used to come in like that plastic case? It comes in one of those.
Oh, so it's kind of like the Atari porno games.
And here we are again. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah. Brief break here.
Brief break between Kevin just completely ruining all of this. I suppose we should do more with visual items, seeing as how there's video now.
Yeah, but like can't really do much. Oh. Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
That's all we got. Well, guys, I think we're actually going to wrap it here. Thanks for coming along for the ride.
Do we say anything about the
work.
craziness that happened right at the start of this? Or?
No. I think we let that hit the ground, and we let them decide for themselves. Maybe after the credits they'll see it. Well, everybody, thanks for...
We'll take a picture of it for the end. It'll be like a Marvel teaser.
It's called a stinger.
That's what they call it?
Yeah.
A stinger?
Yeah, after the credits, it's a stinger.
Ah. They have two stingers.
Because it gets you.
Like, one of those moments you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Right,
It's beef supreme.
Thanks for coming along for the ride. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Yeah.